Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive.
Always fun.
This time, we're going to be cracking open the book of Job,
Oh, yeah.
chapters 7 through 9.
Right.
But we're not starting at the beginning.
Oh,
It's like imagine walking into a room
okay.
where a debate's already raging about faith
Okay.
and suffering.
Oh, wow.
That's where we are with Job.
I like that.
We've got Job,
Yeah.
who's been slammed by one tragedy after another.
Oh, man.
And it's not just a bad day. We're
Yeah.
talking life completely upended.
Right.
He's questioning everything.
Yeah.
Why him? Where's God in all of this? What's the point of it all?
Yeah. Some big questions.
And then we have his friends,
Oh,
Bildad
okay.
and Eliphaz,
Right?
trying to offer comfort and advice.
Yep.
Though let's just say their advice might sound a little familiar,
Oh, really?
even today.
Like, how so?
You know, that everything happens for a reason kind of thinking.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But before we judge too harshly, let's dive into Job's lament in chapter 7.
Okay.
He doesn't sugarcoat anything. It's like he's experiencing the ultimate burnout,
Okay.
comparing life to pointless toil,
Mm-hmm.
feeling like a slave just yearning for a break.
Yeah.
And the way he describes this feeling, it's so vivid, almost like poetry.
Really?
He says his days are fleeting like a weaver's shuttle.
A weaver's shuttle.
Have you ever felt like that? Like
Yeah.
time is just,
Like time is just slipping through your fingers.
and you're stuck on this treadmill you can't get off of.
Totally.
Job captures that feeling perfectly.
Yeah.
It's raw, it's relatable.
Mm.
And to make things even more intense, he doesn't shy away from describing the physical pain he's enduring.
Oh, no.
We're talking maggots and hardening skin.
Oh, wow.
It just underscores the absolute despair he's feeling.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
And then there's that heart-wrenching question he throws up there to God.
What's that?
Do you even see me?
Oh, wow.
Am I really the target of all this pain? Yeah, he's feeling abandoned, forgotten, but maybe not by everyone.
Oh,
Here comes Bildad in chapter 8,
Oh.
and he's got a different take on the situation.
okay.
Bildad's response isn't exactly full of warm fuzzies.
Right.
He's coming from that cause and effect school of thought,
Oh.
which frankly has been around for centuries.
Right.
You know, the idea that if you're suffering,
Yeah.
you must have done something to deserve it.
Oh. Right.
It's that classic karma argument, right?
Yeah, the what goes around comes around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not just a casual belief.
Okay.
It's rooted in a whole theological framework
Right.
that sees God as both powerful and just.
Okay.
If you break the rules, you
Mhm.
face the consequences.
Mm.
It's a very black and white way of looking at things.
I see.
And I can see how, in a way, that might feel comforting. Like,
Yeah.
okay, there's an explanation for this. But I'm already feeling like it might be a little too simplistic for Job's situation.
Oh, well.
You're picking up on something crucial there.
Okay.
Because life, as we all know, rarely fits into neat little boxes.
That's true.
And let's be honest, is that really how you talk to a friend who's going through something as horrific as Job?
No. I mean, I don't think so.
It seems a little lacking in the empathy department.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
And it's interesting how Bildad uses imagery from nature
Oh,
to reinforce his point.
okay.
He talks about papyrus reeds needing water to survive
Okay.
and the fragility of a spider's web.
Hmm.
It's like he's saying those who forget God
Yeah.
are just as vulnerable,
Right.
just as easily destroyed.
Interesting.
Okay, so we've got Job in absolute agony,
Yeah.
questioning everything.
Right.
And Bildad essentially saying, well, you must have messed up somewhere along the line.
Oof.
I can see why Job isn't exactly thrilled with that response.
Yeah.
And boy, does he let Bildad know it in chapter 9.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. Job's not holding back. This is where we see his intellectual and spiritual wrestling really take center stage.
Okay.
He starts by acknowledging God's immense power,
Okay.
describing God moving mountains
Mm.
and controlling the stars. It's almost like he's saying, look, I get it.
Yeah.
God is the ultimate force. Who am I to argue?
Yeah.
But then he throws this curveball.
All right.
He brings up Rahab,
Yeah.
this chaos monster from ancient mythology,
I see.
and uses it as a symbol of humanity's helplessness against God's might.
Oh, wow.
It's like he's saying, okay, God can literally crush mountains
Yeah.
and wrestle sea monsters.
Yeah.
What chance do I even have?
Oh, my goodness.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's bad.
It's a powerful image.
Yeah.
And it highlights this tension between recognizing God's power and still feeling the need to plead your case.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what Job does.
Oh, really?
He's like, I know I'm a speck of dust compared to you, God.
Uh-huh.
I still need to talk about this. Why do you think he feels so compelled to argue?
Well, I think because at the end of the day, Job, like all of us, craves justice. He longs for someone to hear his side of the story,
Yeah.
to acknowledge his pain, to validate his experience. He even wishes for an arbitrator, someone to mediate between him and God.
So it's not just about understanding God's power.
Right.
It's about understanding the fairness of it all.
Yeah.
He's not just wrestling with his own suffering now. He's wrestling with the seeming injustice of the world as a whole.
It's a big question.
And that's a question that has echoed through the ages, hasn't it?
It really has.
Why do bad things happen to good people?
Yeah. Why isn't life fair?
Why isn't life fair?
It's like Job is giving voice to the deepest questions of the human heart.
And to emphasize how fleeting life feels in the face of this struggle, he paints these vivid images
Yeah.
of ships passing by
Uh-huh.
and eagles swooping down on their prey.
Wow.
It just drives home that sense of urgency. That feeling of time slipping away while he's trapped in this cycle of pain and unanswered questions.
Right.
And it leaves us hanging, wanting to know what happens next.
I know.
What will Job do with these doubts?
Yeah.
Will he find any answers?
Yeah. Where do we go from here?
Tune in next time to find out.
All right. I'm there.
It's almost as if Job is going through an existential crisis on top of everything else.
Yeah.
Can you believe in a God who
Okay.
seems so distant, even unjust,
Yeah.
when you're going through something like this?
It's a good question.
I'm not sure I could.
Yeah.
And that's where Bildad's response
Okay.
gets really interesting.
Okay.
It's easy to write him off as insensitive, even harsh.
Right.
But remember, he's coming from a place of sincere belief.
Yeah.
In his worldview, there's a direct connection between sin and suffering.
Right.
So he's actually trying to be helpful.
I see.
He thinks he's offering Job a solution, a way to get back on track with God.
Right. So if Job just repents,
Right.
God will set everything right.
Exactly.
It's all about restoring the balance.
But the thing is, Job's counter-argument
Mm-hmm.
throws a wrench into that whole system.
How so?
He's basically saying, hold on a second.
Okay.
If God is as powerful as we claim,
Yeah.
how can any of us, mere mortals, comprehend his reasons?
Whoa, that's a big one.
It's like he's shining a spotlight
Yeah.
on the limits of human understanding.
Right.
Job isn't rejecting God outright,
Okay.
but he's demanding more than a simple answer.
Yeah.
He's pushing back against those easy explanations that don't really address the depth of his pain.
Yeah. You can't just slap a Band-Aid on that.
And you know, it's in those moments of questioning,
Right.
those moments when we refuse to settle for simplistic answers,
Yeah.
that we often stumble upon the most profound truths.
Absolutely.
Job is wrestling with questions that are as relevant today
I think so.
as they were thousands of years ago.
Total.
Why do bad things happen to good people?
Yeah.
Where is God when we're hurting?
Mm-hmm.
Does it even make sense to try and argue with the Almighty?
I mean, who knows?
Those are the kinds of questions that keep us up at night, right? The ones that make us dig deep and confront our own beliefs.
Totally.
And the book of Job doesn't shy away from the complexity of these questions.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't offer us easy answers
No.
or neat resolutions.
Yeah.
Instead, it gives us a raw and honest glimpse
Right.
into the heart and mind of someone grappling with faith, doubt, and the very meaning of existence.
Yeah.
It's a story that resonates across time and cultures
Okay.
because it speaks to something universal within us.
Like what?
That search for meaning, that struggle to reconcile our experiences
Yeah.
with our understanding of a higher power.
Right.
It's the human condition in all its messy glory.
I love that.
It's just amazing to me, Job's courage, you know?
What do you mean?
I mean, here he is suffering in ways most of us can't even fathom,
Yeah.
and he still has the guts to question everything.
Yeah.
He's not afraid to challenge conventional wisdom,
Right.
even when it comes to God.
He's not just passively accepting his fate, is he?
No, not at all.
Job is actively wrestling with his pain, trying to make sense of it all.
Yeah,
And in a way, isn't that what we're all called to do?
I think so.
To grapple with the tough stuff in life,
Yeah.
to search for meaning, even when it feels like there isn't any.
It's like he's giving us permission
Just-
to question, to doubt,
Mm.
to not just blindly accept things, because that's what we've always been told.
Exactly. And that's what makes Job such a timeless figure.
Right.
He reminds us that faith isn't about having all the answers.
Yeah.
It's about that willingness to engage in the difficult conversations, to wrestle with doubt, and ultimately to choose to trust even when we don't fully understand.
So if you were sitting across from Job right now,
Oh, wow.
hearing him pour out his pain and frustration,
Right.
how would you respond?
That's a good question.
Would you try to offer those same easy answers that Bildad did?
Right.
Or would you sit with him in the messiness of it all?
There's no easy answer, is there?
I don't think so.
But I think that's part of the point the book of Job is trying to make.
Mm.
Life is messy.
Yeah.
Faith is messy.
Yeah.
And sometimes the best we can do is acknowledge that complexity and resist the urge to oversimplify things.
The book of Job doesn't tie things up with a nice little bow.
It doesn't.
It throws all these big questions out
Yeah.
there and invites us to grapple with them, to struggle alongside Job.
It's like the book is saying, hey, this stuff is hard.
Yeah.
But it's okay to ask the tough questions.
Yeah.
It's okay to not have all the answers.
Right.
And honestly, isn't that more real, more human than pretending we have it all figured out?
Absolutely. This deep dive into Job has been an incredible journey.
It really has.
And it leaves us with so much to think about.
So much.
What struck you the most?
Oh, man. So many things. But I think what really stood out to me is that reminder that faith isn't about blind acceptance.
Okay.
It's about an ongoing conversation, a willingness to wrestle with doubt and uncertainty.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe, just maybe, that wrestling is what ultimately strengthens our faith and deepens our understanding of ourselves and the world around us.
I think that's a perfect note to end on.
Yeah.
Keep those conversations going, folks.
For sure.
Explore these ideas further.
Right.
Maybe read the rest of Job or delve into other texts that grapple with similar themes. And let's keep questioning, keep searching, and keep seeking those deeper truths,
Absolutely.
even when it's hard.
Yeah.
Because that's where the real growth happens.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Charlie and Mia's podcast. We're embarking on an exciting journey to read through the entire Bible in just 1 year. Every day, we dive into Scripture, exploring its meanings and how it applies to our lives today. We invite you to join us on this incredible adventure of learning and discovery. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode.